would you fucking block? Like never. No, don't block.
So far aren't really the most exciting teams. But they give up 4 goals against Tampa Bay Lightning. So despite the fact that they're rested, I still think the Bruins get slapped around here tonight. Hey, night, give me the Knights.
Bro. So apparently they can get blocking every single play, no matter what, all the time, but I can't get one single fucking block. I can't get one block. They live in my backfield, but I can't get one block. This is dumb. God, fuck this game. Fuck this fucking game. I swear, if I don't start getting fucking blocks with the way that so dumb. So fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb. That is so dumb. Oh my god! Oh my Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? That's so dumb. So my guys can't block. I'm getting hit as I throw for an interception for a touchdown. Bro, this is crap. No one can get fucking open, but he has the guy open every single play. Literally every single play, wide open. Why can no one get open? No one's going downfield. No one's doing anything. Yeah, this is dumb. That's not even. Guys aren't even doing the route they're supposed to do, and I'm at home. What the heck? Like at this point, why the fuck does this fucking game fucking hate me?
Talked about all week long that we had kind of head scratching with what's going on with the market. One of them is New England.
Yep.
The Saints.
Oh, of course, the drop. Of course. But he can get a touchdown off an interception off of getting hit. But oh yeah. Yeah, of course. Why not? Bro, I am literally, there's like two guys blocking four of my guys. But I can't get a guy to block one of his guys on the line. No, just take the touchdown. Just take it.
Sure.
I know what's going to happen this drive. I'm not going to be able to run the ball. No one's going to get open. Not going to be able to pass it. And then there'll probably be some bullshit interception that will go right to him, and it'll be a touchdown. I must have the most trash fucking receivers in the whole fucking world. Like the worst receivers ever. Because I cannot get open whatsoever. No one gets open. I'm just sitting there. Oh my God! Block, you fucking pieces of... I'm fucking over this game. Like at this point, who cares? Surprised that's not an interception, to be quite honest. This game ruins my fucking day every single time.
and looks to be their number one in Toronto for the at least the next couple of years after signing that extension. But it's still.
It wouldn't let me throw.
Yeah, the Rangers have great goaltending. Igor Shesterkin, pardon me, and Jonathan Quick. And the goals against average for the Rangers has been solid early on this season. However, the offense for the Rangers has been lackluster, but I think that the Rangers will still score a couple of goals in this game. I
Well, at this point, I'm just over the game. At this point, I'm just over the game, so I'm just going to do my recap in the second quarter. Supposed to be on defense right now, but I mean, I can have a blitz for running, or I can run my what I'm covering on the defensive line right to the guy, and guys won't get off their blocks until the running back's 30 yards downfield. Like, I cannot get any separation from blocks, like, at all. But then he can get every separation and get pressure immediately in the backfield. So I'm just over this game. It's trash. It belongs in the dumpster fire. And if someone asked me, could I get my money back by sending my digital copy back to EA, I would 100% do it. Because this game is so fucking trash. I can't get separation from anybody on my receivers. And I'm supposed to have a 99 offense. No separation. No one can get open. Nobody. Not an opening down the field, not an opening underneath, not an opening short, not an opening intermediate. Don't even get me started on the running game. Like, what's the point? What's the fucking point? What's the fucking point if I can't do anything? I literally can't do anything. And apparently his offensive line, even though I have a 99 offense, is better, and all they do is just run at me. He's going to have like 500 yards rushing this game because my defense doesn't know what a stop is. And then there were times where I just couldn't throw. Literally couldn't throw. Wasn't a guy near me. I was trying to throw, wouldn't let me throw until I took the sack. Isn't that awesome? I'm at home and I'm getting the kind of stuff that, like running wrong routes and not being able to throw, makes you not want to try.
The Maple Leafs will be able to get to Igor Shesterkin or Jonathan Quick, whoever gets the start here. I just think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and the Rangers have been more, offensively inclined and have been able to score more on the road this season. Doesn't say a whole lot when you've been shut out in each of your first three home games, but I think we're going to get some goals in this one. So I like the over between the Maple Leafs and the Rangers. Now we head to the UBS Arena for this matchup between the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers. Another matchup where, until I see something from the New York Islanders, it's going to be hard to back him, especially against the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers still your two-time defending Western Conference champions. The thing about the New York Islanders is that they're going to get decent prices because they have a world-class goalie in Ilya Sorokin. But last I checked, you got to be able to outscore the other team, and the offense just has not been working for the New York Islanders.
Just go
early
for
on
it
in
up
the season.
35 to 10.
While Sorokin is still a world-class goaltender, he hasn't necessarily been the sharpest either. In each of his first 3 games, giving up 4 goals in each of those games as well. I think at a certain point, Sorokin will get it together and lock in and be able to put up some solid performances in goal for the Islanders. But at this number, with the Islanders in their current form, until they show me something, I got to keep going the other way. So I'm going to take the Oilers to win this one on the money line. Or if the price gets a little bit too heavy, you can take them in regulation to shave down that money line price. Now we're going to the American Airlines Center for this matchup between the Dallas Stars and the Vancouver Canucks. And, the Vancouver Canucks have been, decent in spots, but I haven't liked what I've seen from them in their last couple games. They looked really good in that opener against the Calgary Flames at home. But since then, they've scored 8-3 in their last 2 losses. You go to Dallas, take on a Dallas team that has scored 5 goals in each of their first 3 games so far this season. That's really good, and against tough competition as well. Against Winnipeg, Colorado, and Minnesota, 3 teams they're going to have to go through to win the Central Division this season once again. So, the Dallas Stars are back. It's looking like one of those teams that's a front runner in the Western Conference. They're really strong out of the gate. It's still like the goaltending that they have in Dallas with Jake Ottinger. So I'm going to go with the Stars to win this one in regulation. I'll put a little bit on the Stars puck line as well here. Now we're going for this matchup between the Golden Knights and the Bruins from the T-Mobile Arena. And Vegas, the heavy favorite here for good reason. They've been one of the better home teams in the NHL since their inception league almost a decade ago. But the problem for me here with the Vegas Golden Knights is that I just don't trust this team to lay big prices or to lay the puck line, because there's been a couple of spots this season where they've just fallen flat. They've allowed teams to hang around. They did get the road win over Calgary last time out 4-2, but we've seen them blow that 5-3 lead against the Los Angeles Kings and lose that game in a shootout. They allowed the San Jose Sharks to take them to overtime. They lost 2-1 on the road to the Seattle Kraken in overtime as well. This is a Boston Bruins team that's 3-1 so far this season, and 3-1 on the
Wow. Imagine that. I get pressure immediately against me, but I can't get 1 second of pressure against him.
I think it's going to be a 5-4 kind of game. I think it's going to be fairly high scoring. In the end, I think the Bruins can at least keep winning.
Oh, now after I've been screwed the whole half, I can get 1 touchdown in meaningless garbage time. Okay.
Now we're heading to the Crypto.com Arena for a match between the Los Angeles Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And another matchup where I like the dog here. I'm going to take a shot there at the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Los Angeles Kings, I said it coming into the year, a team that I expect some defensive and goaltending regression from this season. We started to see it. They barely snuck out that win over Vegas, like we just mentioned, and now taking back-to-back losses to the Jets and the Wild. They've been decent on the puck line as well, but a lot of the games where they won the puck line, they were underdogs.
Yeah, where's my penalty? Oh, not going to count it? Okay.
Where, they were really fantastic last year, but are laying a hefty price. They're laying, or you have to lay a puck line to get any sort of value with the Los Angeles Kings, and I'm just not buying them as a heavy favorite here. The Pittsburgh Penguins also 3-1 on the puck line this season. They haven't. What's going on, everyone? Christian Pick Dogs.
I didn't know this was an Arkansas stay-home game. That's basically what this game has been.
Thursday, October 16th, 2025. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking,
where was that in the first half?
Absolutely love. Head to pickdogs.com. Click the experts tab at the top of the page. For me today, I got a bunch of plays on the board. Mostly NHL. I do have my NHL power play on the board. We smashed it with the Blackhawks yesterday. I'm going to keep that going today. And
of course.
Homers and hockey 5-pack. 4 best bets from the NHL as well.
Of course.
Major League
Why not?
all in one package. But it's a great time to jump on something long term. It'll get you the best bang for your buck if you're looking to bet on a bunch of different stuff this weekend. The 3-day pass gets you my entire
Of course,
football card,
won't go down.
with
Have to have
MLB,
3 guys
NHL,
tackle 1 guy, 1 skinny wide receiver.
NBA opening night
Why not?
next week as well. So make sure that you jump on board. Remember to use that promo code PICK at checkout. Get 15% off your purchase. But we're here to talk about an 11-game NHL card on Thursday. We managed to pull one out of the fire on Wednesday with a couple of late winners, but hopefully we can build on that and make some money today. So let's not waste any more time. You guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game comes to us from the Canadian Tire Center, where the Ottawa Senators play host to the Seattle Kraken. And while Ottawa, did start leaving Maryland yesterday, I didn't like, how Ottawa looked in that game. Maryland got roughed up for 7 goals by the Buffalo Sabres of all teams. And now you're probably getting Linus Ullmark in goal for this game. But let's face it, Ullmark hasn't necessarily been all that sharp either. The Senators have dropped back-to-back starts from Ullmark as well.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to run the ball. No one's going to get open, so I don't have an offense.
It's a tough place to go on the road and win. And I think this is a great price with Seattle Kraken just to fade Ottawa in their current form. I think that Seattle can come in.
I swear, if they catch him.
I'm going to take Seattle in this one. I'm going to take them on the money line. Now we head to the Nationwide Arena for a match between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Colorado Avalanche. And while I get, Columbus, tempting as a home underdog, I just don't think this is a spot I can back them in. I know that this was a great Columbus team to back. It got us a lot of value last year, but we're still only 3 games into the season for the Blue Jackets. They're 1-2. They've shown some good results, some frustrating results as well. But you're going up against a Colorado team that is just one shootout loss away from being 4-0 to start the year. They've been every bit as good as advertised so far this year. We talked a lot about, or at least I've talked a lot about the Avalanche and kind of how their season ended last year and how this team was frustrated with how it ended and how I thought this Avalanche team was going to be a bit of a team on a mission. And it's kind of played out like that early on this season. They've been able to hold down the fort with Scott Wedgwood, who's technically their backup in goal for the first few games of the season. Makes you wonder how scary this Avalanche team is going to be when Mackenzie Blackwood comes back into the fold, in the next few weeks. So I'm going to go with the Colorado Avalanche in this one. I know it's on the road. I get it, but like I said, until a team gives me a reason to not look at Colorado here, I'm probably going to be backing them a fair bit this season. So give me the Avalanche in this one on the money line. Now we're going to the Wells Fargo Center for this matchup between the
awesome. 2 guys right there. Doesn't matter. Nope. Doesn't matter. Matters when I have it, and I can have a 95-plus receiver, and it would matter. But it doesn't matter for him.
They're not going to see my money. I still think Philadelphia. I know they got the win over Florida last time. It's all well and good. But I still think this is a team that's rocking with 2 backup caliber goaltenders in Samuel Ersson and Dan Vladar as their 1-2 in this rotation. For me, the Winnipeg Jets, they still, for me, have the better goaltending tandem here. I'm probably going to see Connor Hellebuck here. And even if you see Eric Comrie in this matchup, I still think he's a step up over Philadelphia sends out in this matchup. The Winnipeg Jets are the better team. And while, Winnipeg is stronger home.
Imagine if my offensive linemen
the best road team
worked like that. I would never be able to be stopped.
You got the Jets to win this one at a great price in the money line. Now we get the Montreal Canadiens from the Bell Center against the Nashville Predators. The thing about the Preds is that, I went into that Leafs game thinking that they were going to give up some goals because, the Preds are still the Preds. Were one of the worst and most disappointing road teams in the NHL last season. I thought, well, you know what? Maybe they'll be competitive, and they were, but they still lost that game 7-4 and got absolutely blitzed on the road. Right now, the road win over the Ottawa Senators is not aging well. And now you play a Montreal team that played their much better hockey at home last season. They've won 3 in a row. They've just beat on a pretty good Seattle Kraken team at home. They got the overtime win in their last game. I think that Montreal is in a great spot at home in this one, catching a Predators team that could easily be one of the worst defensive teams on the road this season again. So I'm going to roll with the Montreal Canadiens to get the job done at home in this one. Now we go to the Prudential Center for this matchup between the New Jersey Devils and the Florida Panthers. And, not a great spot for me for the Florida Panthers. On the second half of a back-to-back here with likely Daniil Tarasov as the goalie in this one I mentioned earlier. In that Flyers matchup that Tarasov got the start. And he didn't look great against the Philadelphia Flyers of all teams. Now you take on a New Jersey Devils team that is still a very sound, solid, hockey club just across the board. They're solid defensively. They take care of the puck. They've got solid goaltending in Jacob Markstrom. And I think the Devils at home are favored for a reason over the defending champions. I think that it's just a Devils team that is in a great spot to get a win over Florida. So I'm going to take the Devils in this one. I'm going to take New Jersey on the money line.
Can't even get a chance. Don't even get a chance.
Nope.
Don't even get a fucking chance.
And the New York Rangers. I mentioned it with Toronto in that game against Nashville. I like the offense and the upside that this offense for the Maple Leafs have. Not so much the defense. Anthony Stolarz.
No one fucking blocks. No one does anything.
To be their number one in Toronto for the at least the next couple of years after signing that extension, but is not been as sharp as he was early on last season. Now the Rangers have great goaltending in Igor Shesterkin, and Jonathan Quick, and the goals against average for the Rangers have been solid early on this season. However, the offense for the Rangers has been lackluster, but I think that the Rangers will still score a couple of goals in this game. I think the Maple Leafs will be able to get to.
He can get a goal game, but I take it one at a time.
On the road this season, it's not a lot when you've been shut out in each of your first 3 home games, but I think we're going to get some goals in this one. So I like the over between the Maple Leafs and the Rangers. Now we head to the UBS Arena for this matchup between the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers. Another matchup where until I see something from the New York Islanders, it's going to be hard to back them, especially against the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers still your 2-time defending Western Conference champions. The thing about the New York Islanders is that they're going to get decent prices.
Yeah, of course. Why not break tackle?
But last I checked, you got to be able to outscore the other team, and the offense just has not been working for the New York Islanders early on this season. And while Sorokin is still a world-class goaltender, he hasn't necessarily been the sharpest either in each of his first 3 games, giving up 4 goals in each of those games as well. I think at a certain point, Sorokin will get it together and lock in and be able to put up some solid performances in goal for the Islanders. But at this number, the Islanders in their current form, until they show me something,
he can get home on a 4-person blitz or a 5-person.
If it's a little bit too heavy, you can take them in regulation to shave down that money line price. Now we're going to the American Airlines Center for this matchup between the Dallas Stars and the Vancouver Canucks. And the Vancouver Canucks have been decent in spots, but I haven't liked what I've seen from them in their last couple games. They looked really good in that opener against the Calgary Flames at home. But since then, they've scored 8-3 in their last 2 losses. You go to Dallas, take on a Dallas team that has scored 5 goals in each of their first 3 games so far this season. They looked really good, and against tough competition as well. Against Winnipeg, Colorado, and Minnesota, 3 teams that they are going to have to go through to win the Central Division this season once again. So, for me, the Dallas Stars are back to looking like one of those teams.
Of course, can't catch.
Western Conference. They're really strong out of the gate. I still like the goaltending that they have in Dallas with Jake Ottinger. So I'm going to go with the Stars to win this one in regulation. I'll put a little bit on the Stars puck line as well here. Now we're going for this matchup between the Golden Knights and the Bruins from the T-Mobile Arena. And Vegas, the heavy favorite here for good reason. They've been one of the better home teams in the NHL since their inception in the league almost a decade ago. But the problem for me here with the Vegas Golden Knights is that I just don't trust this team to lay big prices or to lay the puck line, because there's been a couple of spots this season where they've just fallen flat. They've allowed teams to hang around. They did get the road win over Calgary last time out 4-2, but we've seen them blow that 5-3 lead against the Los Angeles Kings and lose that game in the shootout. They allowed the San Jose Sharks to take them to overtime They lost 2-1 on the road to the Seattle Kraken in overtime as well. This is a Boston Bruins team that's 3-1 so far this season, and 3-1 on the puck line. They were able to keep it close against the Tampa Bay Lightning on the road in their last matchup. They battled Tampa Bay hard in that one. I think Boston can at least keep this a 1-goal game. I think it's going to be like a 5-4 kind of game. I think it's going to be fairly high scoring. But in the end, I think the Bruins can at least keep it within a goal. So I'm going to take the Bruins here plus the 1.5 goals. Now heading to the Crypto.com arena for a matchup between the Los Angeles Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And another matchup where I like the dog here. I'm going to take a shot here on the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, the Los Angeles Kings, I said it coming into the year, are a team that I expect some defensive and goaltending regression from this season. We started to see it. They barely snuck out that win over Vegas, like we just mentioned, and now taking back-to-back losses to the Jets and the Wild. They've been decent on the puck line as well, but a lot of the games where they won on the puck line, they were underdogs. Each of their last 3 games have been 1-goal games and all as underdogs. Well, now they're back at home where, yeah, they were really fantastic last year, but are laying a hefty price. You know, they're laying, or you have to lay a puck line to get any sort of value with the Los Angeles Kings, and I'm just not buying them as a heavy favorite here. The Pittsburgh Penguins also 3-1 on the puck line this season. You know, they have a nice road win over the Rangers. They battled close against the Ducks, even losing in that last matchup. The Ducks are going to be a solid team at home, but I think the Penguins are, really, really strong. Going to be a really tough out early on this season. And for me, this is just about the Kings being overfavored, overpriced, overvalued at home here. So I'm going to take the Penguins here, plus 1.5. And I'm going to take a little bit on Penguins money line. I didn't necessarily love the Bruins on the money line. I do like the 1-goal game there. But here, I like the Penguins plus 1.5. I think they have a great shot to win it outright. So give me the Penguins with a sprinkle on the money line. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the Honda Center, where the Anaheim Ducks take on the Carolina Hurricanes. And I like the over in this game. I think that, the Anaheim Ducks are going to be a tough out at home, like I mentioned. They're a great team as a home dog. And I think that they're going to be able to provide some value in spots. And we've seen high-scoring games from Anaheim in a couple of spots already this season. 7-6 win over San Jose, a 4-3 win, like I mentioned, over Pittsburgh. Now, Carolina, for me, is still known as having one of the better goaltending rooms in the NHL. But they've still given up 3 goals in a couple of spots this season against the Flyers and the Devils. I think the only reason they gave up 1 goal last time out was because they were facing the San Jose Sharks. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong, this Carolina team still has one of the best goaltending rooms in the NHL with Frederik Andersen and Peter Kochetkov. But I still think they can give up some goals here. I could easily see a game that hits 7 goals when all's said and done in this one. So I'm going to take the over between the Ducks and the Hurricanes, an exciting one to round things out. That's it. That's all your NHL action for Thursday, October 16th, 2025. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dogs Premium. Like the tab at the top of the page. And remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout to get your 10% purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, it's Terry Underland, expert handicapper at Picks and Parlays, here with an NHL Thursday preview for you guys. I'll be going over 3 games for the Thursday slate. I have 4 player props and a bonus fund, so 5 player props for these 3 games. Some plays I really like. Make sure to hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel if you're looking for premium plays that are available at fixandparlays.net. I'll talk a little bit more about that during the show. But first game up that I'm going to be talking about is the Colorado Avalanche and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Colorado around -160. Road favorites right now, the Blue Jackets +135. Home dogs, and a total of 6 in this one. Colorado 3-0-1 to start the season. And they've actually been trending towards the under. 3 of their last 4 games going under 5.5. Columbus 1-2 in the season. They've gone under 5.5 as well in 2 of their 3. Both teams, 1 high-scoring game, and the rest of their games have been mostly lower scoring. But when these teams have faced each other in the past, Colorado's had success, 4-2 in the last 6, but we've seen high-scoring games. 4 total.
I don't know what I have to do to get a guy open or to be able to get guys to block. Apparently, Arkansas State is the home team at USC. Your guys' accomplishment was to get me to get fired at USC. Congrats, you probably accomplished it.
One of the best players in the NHL, having a ton of goal scoring success right now, and has scored against the Blue Jackets in the past. But another one that has a little bit of a better value here is Kirill Marchenko, anytime goal plus 200 for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Marchenko has scored in back-to-back games, 3 goals, a hat trick against the Minnesota Wild, and has scored a goal in his last game. And he's scored a goal in 2 of his last 3 games against the Colorado Avalanche. So I will take Marchenko and McKinnon both to score a goal in this game. Even if this is a lower scoring game, if somebody's going to score for these teams, these are the 2 guys that you can count on to score. Special deal over on the Picks and Parlays website right now. This is a really great deal. You get all of my plays and all of Tim Earle's NHL, all of our NHL plays for 7 days for just $49. It's a great deal, great special. You'll get a ton of plays from me. Obviously, more player props, team totals. Tim will give you more sides and totals. So you're really covered for whatever you like to bet in the NHL. Great deal over on picksandparlays.net right now for a special for me and for Tim. But on to our next game, the Vancouver Canucks plus 165 and the Dallas Stars minus 200, total 5.5 here in this one. The Canucks 1-2 on the season. They've lost back-to-back games, giving up 5 goals, losing 5-2 and 3-1 in their last 2 games. And the Dallas Stars have started the season off as great as you could possibly expect. 3-0 on this season.
Wow.
They've scored at least 5
So you
goals
can't
in
even
all 3 games. They faced
throw a
3
short
very
underneath
tough
route to the
divisional
running
opponents
back.
in the Colorado Avalanche, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Minnesota Wild. So
But you
those
can
were
make that
3
throw. This game makes
the
no
other top
sense. I
teams in the
fucking
Central
hate this
Division.
game.
And Dallas beat them all and scored at least 5 goals on all 3 teams. So a very impressive start for the Dallas Stars.
Oh, an interception. Wow. No, take a touchdown. Take it.
Dallas has had a lot of success against the Vancouver Canucks, 4-0-1 in the last 5 meetings between the teams. We've seen 3 of the last 5 go over 6.5. So some really high-scoring games. And Dallas has scored at least 4 goals in 4 of their last 5 games against Vancouver. So Dallas team total could definitely be a good look here. We've actually seen overtime as well in 2 of the last 5 games between these 2 teams. But my play here is Wyatt Johnston, anytime goal, plus 170. Wyatt Johnston has scored a goal in each of the first 3 games this season for Dallas. One of their really skilled young players who's really coming into his own. He's increased his point total each season, and I think he's in for a monster year. He's already started that way, scoring a goal in all 3 games. So we'll take him here to score again. Dallas is scoring goals right now. They've scored against the Canucks in the past. Johnston scoring goals right now, so we'll take him plus 170 to score in this game. Our third game that I'm going to be previewing here is the Boston Bruins. Golden Knights here in this one. Boston around plus 195, road dogs, and the Vegas Golden Knights minus 240 home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this one. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised with how big of a favorite Vegas is in this game. Boston 3-1 in the season so far. They are coming off their first loss against Tampa Bay, where Jonas Corposalo was in net, the backup goalie. I was on Boston that game. I kind of really expected Jeremy Swayman to start, but they went with Corposalo, so they're probably going to go with Swayman.
I couldn't tell.
So 2 wins, 2.
Can't get guys.
Play here for this.
Can't get guys to block. Can't get guys to catch. Can't get guys to defend the pass. Can't get guys to defend the run. I have my offensive linemen who are supposedly supposed to be good. They're supposed to be kind of good, but they're not. They're getting blown up every single play off a 5-man rush.
This is a play I would take. Reason being, Jack Eichel, I've talked about him a lot. If you watch the NHL videos I've done so far on this channel, and for good reason, he's scored in 3 of his 4 games so far this year.
Nah, the way with who I'm playing, I'll be fired. Doesn't matter. No, with who I'm playing, I'll be fired. It's not even a question.
Bonus player prop here in this one is the other the other Vegas Golden Knight player I've been talking about nonstop. And that's Pavel Dorofeyev. He's also scored.
I couldn't tell. You say, oh, it's Fresno State.
And both have had success against the Boston Bruins. As in,
Like I'm playing. Not playing a good team. I will just be like, might even go 0-12.
preview videos. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next video.
Welcome in.
Yep, totally. It was completely fair. Just gonna quit saying shit. I'm done. Think whatever you want. I'm just not gonna type in the chat anymore. Everything I say gets taken out of context anyways. Maybe you have too high of an expectation for me then? Yeah, it's totally choosing between some of the top users and like bottom of the barrel. Yep, that's the only option I have. Yep, been trying to listen to your advice all year. But it never works. Doesn't work, doesn't matter. I've tried self-scouting. I don't know. Can't get anybody open. My line doesn't perform. Nothing works. This is fucking bullshit. I can't do anything. I'm in 99 offense, and I can't get a fucking block to save my life against Arkansas fucking State. You're acting like I said I'm the best user and that I should be upheld to a standard as the best user. Which is fucking bullshit. I mean, at this point, who fucking cares? Give me a murderer's row. It doesn't matter. Not like I haven't had to deal with a hard non-conference schedule. When did I say that? Last year? When I said borderline top 5? Bro. Okay, whatever. What the fuck ever. I haven't said that this season, or last season, or the season before. When did I say that? Was it with the scheduling issue? Yeah, so you want to hold me to that. When I said that at the start of my tenure, and just keep scheduling hard as fuck opponents for me. When I can't seem to get out of my... That at the start of the season? Okay. Bro, whatever. I'm facing 2 really good users right away. I mean, I guess if you don't think Arkansas State is good, or Fresno State is good. I mean, who cares? I'm getting fired at the end of the year anyways. Might as well give everybody FWs on the way out. Cool. You're a better user than me. Is that what you want me to say? Like the fuck? I mean, that's great, but I'm not going to get it figured out against great users. So, like I said, no matter what, it's just going to leave me getting fired. And, like, honestly, like, what's the point of having a great team if they don't play like it? And against decent users, all that happens is my team plays like they're the inferior team. Like, if you watch that game, and you took away the jerseys and the name brand, you would think Arkansas State is the better team. Bro, it's not like talking to a fucking wall. I'm trying to talk and understand my perspective. I'm just done. I just won't say anything. Yeah, what exactly was that? I listen to you guys. I don't know where you come off thinking that I don't listen to you guys. I've taken your advice on a lot of things this cycle. Yeah, I understand that. I am just frustrated. It feels like every time I play a decent team, even if I have the better team, my offensive line cannot block the run game like at all. They give me no time to pass. And every single time, no matter if I'm blitzing or running zone or something, everybody averages 10 yards a carry. And my zone always gets beat when the guy is supposed to be right where they throw. Can you get why that might be a little frustrating for me? On top of the fact that I play really good users, so the problem becomes even more pronounced. There's no like get right spot. I guess I just gotta accept I suck now and a winning season to be guess, my new goal. I guess I'm just beaten up by the game and I just have no confidence whatsoever. I have been beaten up by the game and I have no confidence whatsoever. Wouldn't surprise me if I lose by 50 next week. I'm all for advice. I can't. I gotta head to work.
What do you actually think is going to be the first couple of games now and play the rest of the series? Yeah.
Well, they made it a point tonight on the Ace that they are a team that feels some destiny. You have a starting pitcher, I believe Snell doesn't traditionally go 8 innings. And let's be honest, guys, here are gone out for the night. I think a lot of you were waiting for very new good. That was pitching on the finish ball, and then the next night, Yoshimoto moves the complete distance and looks completely in control against a Milwaukee team that can hammer the baseball and beat you with all of their chaos and their base running.
Good morning. I'm all for any advice because I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I could beat anybody right now. Just no confidence.